All right, let's see how we can simplify this one. You might want to change it to a fraction. So the cube root of 64 squared is the same as 64 to the 2/3 power. If you do it that way, then you would want to rewrite the 64. Think of that as some smaller number raised to an exponent. So maybe you're thinking 8 squared, right? That's the first thing I think of. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 squared to the 2/3 power. Well, when I multiply those fractions, I get 8 to the 4/3 power. This is not looking simpler. So this is not wrong. It's just not necessarily getting me where I want to go from here. So I would think, okay, what's something smaller that I could write 64 as? Well, it's also 4 cubed. And so let me write that. 4 cubed to the 2/3 power. Well, those threes cancel, and that leaves me 4 squared. 4 times 4 is 16. That that was a much, quicker way to do it. Um, so you may want to look at the table of exponents in the download section for, where you can see that 64 is a perfect cube. It's listed under there. So, all right. That's one way to do it. But let's say that you're going to keep this as the cube root, and you're thinking, okay, well, 64 squared is 64 times 64, and that is 8 times 8, and 8 times 8. And if you're looking for a cube root, remember, you're just looking for groups of 3, the same thing. So I know I can pull at least that 8 out for that to represent the cube there, the perfect cube of 8 times 8 times 8. And then 8 is actually 4 times 2, which is 2 times 2 times 2. Well, there's another group of 3 things. That's a perfect cube. So I can pull that 2 out to represent that perfect cube. 8. All right, so 8 times 2 is 16. That gets us to the same answer as the other one. Do the one that makes more sense to you. I mean, they both have some complexity to them. They're not simple either way, but there's probably one way that just kind of clicks better for your brain, and that's the one that I would encourage you to use. All right, hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.